Let's give it up for the ASL interpreter that we have over here. I love that. Yes, I love to see that representation there. So that's amazing. You guys are an awesome crowd, and I'm very excited to be here. My name is Helnaya. I'm a digital banking advisor with RBC, and anything that has to do with youth, financial literacy, professional development, that's where I am. So I love that my job gives me the ability to do this as well because I'm very passionate about, helping youth whatever way that I can. So today we have a very short presentation about your social media brand. And we're going to talk about your personal branding and how to show yourself and your virtual presence as well. Okay, so why are we here today? We're going to talk about the brand basics, your first impressions, and how to build your brand as well. I want it to be like an interactive session, so feel free to stop me if you have any questions. I can't really see, but just yell out and then I can come to you. So what are some qualities that someone has that you admire? Just give me like one or two words. What is something that you see in others that you feel like this is a quality I admire? I heard passion, I heard confidence. I love that. So I asked that question because when it comes to what is a brand, you might feel like I'm not a company, I don't have a brand, but everyone has a brand. A brand is how you show up and how you present yourself. So even if you feel like you don't have a brand, when you exit a room, what do people think about you? That's the question. Like, I don't have a brand, but when you're in the presence of someone, what do they remember about you when you're no longer there? So your brand is who you are at your core. It's the values that you have. So it's something consistent and it's something that doesn't change. What do we think about when we see this logo, this brand? What do we think about? I heard heart attack. Okay, so we might think about McDonald's, and in our mind, we might say, well, McDonald's is not like a high end brand, but McDonald's doesn't advertise themselves as a high end brand, you know? But it is consistent. Every time you go to McDonald's, you know the Big Mac is going to taste the same. That is a good brand because that's what your brand should represent. It should represent who you are at your core, and it's something consistent. Okay, everyone has a brand, including you. So we talked about this already. So when you go somewhere, you want the person that perceives you to perceive you the way you want to be perceived. So if I say I'm a caring and compassionate person, I want that to translate so that the other person sees me as a caring and compassionate person. Because communication is two ways. I can say I'm this, this, and that, but if the person I'm speaking to is not understanding and interpreting me in that way, then I've lost them. So it's about how you present yourself, but also how others perceive you as well. Okay, so there's three parts to your personal branding. First of all, it's who you are, what you say, and what you do. So who you are is your core values, your belief system, how your family would describe you. Then what you say is things you say, like I come up and I say, I'm a person that loves to help youth. And then what you do has to match who you are and what you say. So the three of them work together to form your personal brand. So when you say that this is what I do, you have to back that up by actually doing it. And that's how you keep your personal brand consistent because you're able to deliver the same result each time because you're always doing what you say you would do. So I'll give you an example. It's like a friend. Every time you plan an event, they say they'll be there by 7 and they're always late. They're always there by 8. Trust me, I know. I have friends that are late too. So in your mind, the next time you plan an event, you're like, okay, the time is 7, even though the actual time is 8, because you know they're going to be late. Okay, that rhymed. I didn't mean for that to rhyme, but that rhymed. So what a brand is that if you don't do what you say you would do, it makes people lose confidence in you. And then next time that you say, yeah, I can do this. I'm volunteering for this event. No one will call you up for that because they don't actually believe that you're able to back up what you say. And that's why it's always good to be consistent and follow up what we say by what we do. So, diverting from personal branding, we're going to talk about your social media presence. So, let's read what we have on the screen. Just by a show of hands, who would be comfortable posting this on their social media? So, well, social media is good. It's there to express who you are. It's meant to show your creative side. We're supposed to use social media to do things that we love, but we also have to be conscious about what we post on social media. Okay, so what can you do to protect yourself and your brand on social media? Again, a brand is what you say and what you do. So when it comes to social media and your virtual presence as well, that has to also align to who you are as a person. So we know that when it comes to social media, things can stay there for millions of years. So you might feel like, oh, I don't have a job right now. It's not going to affect me. But trust me, I've worked with a lot of hiring managers, and the first thing they say is when they have interest in a candidate, the next thing they do is to give them a Google search. Have you guys ever Google searched yourself? Okay, couple of hands. So when you Google search yourself, you might find something, maybe you were tagged in it, maybe it was from millions of years ago that you had no idea. It's always good to go through it and make sure that the information out there about you represents who you say you are. So we're not saying to not have social media, but just be mindful of what you post. Make sure that the comments you leave and the kind of posts you have reflect who you are as a person as well. Again, so kind of like what I said, social media is there for you to use to express your skills and passions. So let's not shy away from that. It's also a working and living resume because if you have, for example, a YouTube channel, you might think that, oh, I just make a couple of videos, I just post it online, but that shows a lot of skills, transferable skills that you might be able to use in the future as well. So having that content, your learning skills like content making, digital skills, how to edit, things like that are skills you can use in the future as well. So what did we talk about today? We talked about your personal brand, how your values and your actions and what you say about yourself should always match. And then we talked about understanding your digital footprint as well. And then we finished up about talking about being important, being authentic about what you post and make sure that you're respectful when you're sharing content as well. So I'm going to finish up by this quote by Jay Danzy. It says, your smile is your logo, your personality is your business card. How you leave others feeling after having an experience with you becomes your trademark. So it's a feeling. When I have a conversation with you, how do I feel afterwards? What impact did you leave on me? We want that to be a positive impact. Did you add value to me by having that conversation? So it's about being intentional about how we want our presence to be felt even after we've left the room. And just some future launch resources here. We have Future Launch at Home. This is packed with lots of resources that you can use to develop your personal and professional self as well. Lots of courses you can take. We see Ripen there as well, and then also RBC Upskill. This can help you as well if you're not sure of what direction you want to take. It's really cool because it highlights your skills and it actually recommends a job for you based on the skills you have. Because I had a very cool conversation with one of the students here, and she said, I don't know what I want, but I know what I don't want. So you can start from there, start from the skills you have, and also see how those skills can translate into a future role for you. And then we have some resources here as well, and this is all available online, and this can be sent out as well for you if you're interested. They're all on the Future Launch website. So that's the end of the presentation. Do we have any questions? The question is it wrong or right to use like a different social media account to enter like contests and things like that? Is that a question? a new account just for that? Well, I would say it depends on like what type of contents you're entering, right? If it's something good, if you're supporting a good notion, then there's no reason to create a whole separate account for that, right? Because like you said, it's about representing your true self and being authentic. So if there's no negative or ill side to whatever you're doing, then I don't see a need to create a different social media account, except you just want to do it for fun. What are some of the values that RBC holds? Yes, I can touch on that. I'm here right now speaking to you guys. That's one of the values that RBC holds. So RBC, when it comes to youth, we talked about Future Launch. It's an initiative directed specifically for youth. Lots of programs and scholarships as well, because we believe that youth are the future of tomorrow. So what RBC does is we do events and we do a lot of collaborations with different communities of interest to help youth in whatever way we can. Some of it being professional and financial literacy as well, and then we also support monetary support in terms of scholarships to help youths in the future. We're also very big in the environment, so RBC is huge on giving back, and we have the water initiative that we do as well to help with sustainability. Yeah, so the way social media would affect the job you can get or the university you can go into, kind of like what I said, let's say you go for an interview, and then after your interview, the recruiter is interested in you, and they go and search through your social media. I mean, I've seen cases where they find something they don't like, or they find a post from before that shows that this is not the kind of person I want working at my company. And then because of that, you can actually get eliminated from the recruitment process. So your social media plays a huge, huge, huge aspect in the recruitment process, because it shows who you are as a person, right? If you're comfortable posting things like that out there, knowing that people can see it, it's almost kind of like a judge of character. So that can actually eliminate you from future roles based on the type of content that you have out there. Yeah, so with RBC Future Launch, we have 3 different scholarships. I can actually read them. I have some notes about them here. Oh, I didn't bring it. That's fine. So we have the Indigenous Scholarship. That one offers 10,000 per year for up to 4 years. So that's open for Inuit and Métis as well. So that you can find through the Future Launch website. You can enter into that one as well. We have the Black Scholarship as well. That one also offers 10,000 for up to 4 years. That's 10,000 per year. That one, you do have to be nominated by one of the RBC community members to be entered into that, but it's definitely options. And then we also have the 500, 1,500 scholarships. That one's open to everyone, youth from age 15 to 25. So these are for people that are in school part-time or those that are not in school at all. If you're looking to develop yourself in a particular trade, RBC offers that scholarship. You can go towards like tuition and books, things like that available for you. So those are the 3 that we have through Future Launch. And when you go through the website, all the links are there with more information for you. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening to my presentation.